Butler big time.
First basket of the night, and it took over 4 minutes and 35 seconds to get one home. And now Butler
Can't overhelp with a nice dive by Jonathan. Oh, what a clever
in the tournament.
They take off the 1-3-1, go back to the 2-3 zone. But once again, that foul area, get a shooter in there. The team just flashed. There you go.
Teague steps out of the paint, hits the jumper.
Absolutely.
Suggs open, three. Long rebound out to Butler.
Like to see him attacking early now.
Teague. Well, he got another one. Well, explosion at the start by Baylor. Now down to 13.
This is where they've had their problems. Timmy with a nice show.
Isolation here on Timmy.
They know.
Butler wanting it, driving it. Hit it off the vital. Wow. Double digits. The last time it was under 10. Baylor led 13-4. 5 minutes into the game. Suggs hits the floor and recovers.
And they don't get back to cover vital.
Unbelievable.
Incredible around the rim, the perimeter guys.
Kispert now driving and rejected. And Baylor's on a break.
Smart move here. Little delay.
Hagler. Splash.
Killer. Cut pay though. After about 10 or 11 years in the league.
A long time from that.
Nice pin down. Boy, they've run little wrinkles. It's not all the ball screen. Look at that fill. What a cut.
Right now for Houston, the leading scorer. Houston gave up only 17 in the first half to Oregon State, and already not even halfway through this first half, Baylor's matched that total.
That is a pretty play. Really a pretty play. I use that little...
Brought their moms on the recruiting trip, and he said, I think you need us more than we need you.
Wow.
And his mom said, thank you for saying that.
I thought you were talking about Grant and myself.
That was the story of their season, if there's anything. It was those second chance baskets. They've had 9 offensive rebounds in this game today, but been out rebounded by 11 by this Bears bunch.
They get 19 rebounds a game. Excuse me, 14 rebounds, offensive rebounds a game. It's a rebound that goes without the ball well.
Moody, tap, no, almost by Davis, and Baylor comes away with it.
And Arkansas's defense, not as elite guarding the three-point line as last season, but Baylor, we know they're capable of getting hot from downtown.
A little nickel dimer in the lane, and it goes.
Yes,
they will front, they will trap, very aggressive. Great footwork on the defensive end, and boy, you need it against these Baylor Bears shooters. Ball screen, and that's what Jonathan does. That's his game right there. Bring it. Empty side.
Something they do well. Butler.
Pretty good handle. Wow. To stop him.
Great pass.
How did he keep his
first half on an inline out of bounds play as well? Great execution.
How easy that was.
Yes.
They're not afraid to get it side to side. There's that little curl and the pin downs. He is so tough.
Wow. Got right around. .110 to go.
So hard to double team this team.
Butler.
Oh, goodness. Wise, I'll use it to clock.
Yeah, no hurry.
You're a little 5-footer, though.
Outside. Flagler.
Where you're at right now, chance to get to an Elite Eight. Scott Drew said he called as many former players as he could from the time he took over as a head coach in Baylor, just thanking them for getting them here. They won a Big 12 championship this year, at least in the regular season. Their first since 1950. This is their first Sweet 16 appearance since 2017. Inside, wide open throw, Thamba of the game for Jeremiah Robinson Earl.
ABA, is it me, or does Baylor look a lot quicker, like right now in person? You see it on TV, but how they react to the ball and get in proper position.
The ratchet up here for the Bears. Samuels put the chair on to Teague. Another turnover. Here come the Bears in transition. Mitchell, and he scores
on the inside. But Kevin, I think Baylor will live with that. Wisconsin is at their best when they're moving players and moving the ball from side to side, and the Baylor defense haven't let them do it. It's Thamba up top to do that. The trailing move inside. Unable to hit though Thamba. They get it in for Mitchell. Our second half is started. Good fake by Butler. Outside, Davion Mitchell.
He's coming in there as you look at his size, 5'10", 165 pounds. No fear at all.
Making the most of the opportunity. The Hawks program and school debut in the NCAA tournament, pure for
Paxton, he scores it. And then the pump fake of the pass, and there's Hunter Marks with a nice field goal. 10 points in the paint for Hartford out of their 14 points.
The alley-oop that time, there's the connection. The 11th turnover for Hartford in this half. Teague with the triple try.
Into the half, this is a huge possession defensively for the Hartford Hawks.
Backdoor look here for Teague. Body control. Finish for...
And he draws a foul on Tracy Carter.
And that's his third, by the way. And right now, Gallagher not looking towards his bench. It's
point blank. They needed that one. This is where your leadership and Jared Butler has to take over.
Just about to say that. You would think this is where Butler or maybe Teague will answer.
Injury for the Hawks. They're down a lot of players. Only play about 8. They're going deep into their rotation.
Oral Roberts, Ohio State game now in overtime. 3.5 about to play on CBS from the back to Baylor.
And I love his potential and upside, Lisa. Great questions. But you talk about NBA, we're going Jared Butler and Davion Mitchell right now.
Oh, of course. Two of the big stars here is Mitchell and Butler. Finding Teague. All three guards touched it on that possession for a...
The cut move without the basketball. Got into the defense. Teeth of the defense had no way he was going to put that one up, Lisa. He had the size. He kicked it right out to his teammate, Austin Williams.
It's Thamba with the finish.
Guy dropped off. Once he got back to one-on-one, he said, I can do this. That's 6'8" over a guard. Meyer bottoms out of those shooters. Do your work early. Get your feet educated. Be squared before you catch it.
Davion Mitchell knocks it down. Gordon can't answer. Shamo Chachua is able to corral the rebound. Butler to Teague. Yes.
Great ball movement. It started with
season over Baylor for Kansas State.
Mike McGurl was rubber band man that time. The way he passed that ball around the defender.
Davion Mitchell.
Other than the fact that they've been playing together all season, because he went left and threw it back over his right shoulder and found this freshman who's really coming into his own.
Teague from the elbow. A rebound. Butler sets up Teague in the corner. Maceo, Teague.
Playing him tough. Every time I get one of his games, people play him so tough.
Mark Vital with his 7th rebound to go along with 8 points. Here's Butler in transition. Check that Teague.
Coach of the year, for me, it's an easy choice. Juwan Howard, the amazing job he has done with the Wolverines. I mean, they're going to be in a fight today. For some reason, I just think Michigan State's going to play them really tough. But he's my national coach of the year. He's been a brilliant leader.
.com/Big12 now.
I'm going to give the edge to Texas Tech in baseball. They got a great program there for years.
Butler lobs it. Hanging from the rim. by Kyler Edwards. That's his first basket in the second half. He had 13 in the first half to lead Texas Tech. He's been quiet, but that makes it a 7-point game.
Gotta come up with some defensive stops here.
Davion Mitchell. Another three for Baylor.
And I heard a great term earlier this year from Tony Bennett of Virginia about pressuring the ball so that you can't allow vision. He basically said, don't allow your opponent to window shop, to just stand there and pick you apart. And there's a great play back by the ball went out toward midcourt, but the officials disagreed.
Mike Boynton has a tremendous recruiting class, not only this year, but also coming in. Beautiful pass.
Chachua comes out, puts a bigger body on him, makes him give the ball up.
Backdoor, Myers stuffs.
You score here, there's some game pressure on Baylor. Great pass.
Flavors again, no good. And now the other way. That would have been huge for Oklahoma State. Mitchell got a three.
Chachua guarding Cunningham.
And he just lost the dribble. Teague stepped through, got it for two.
2 years ago said, hey, there's a white kid in Sinclair that you need to take a peek at because he just lit us up. He sent Eric Martin over to see Sean McNeil. I told you the story. He left Bellarmine after 2 days on campus. And what an addition. Big basketball. All isolation basketball for West Virginia. The three guards, pretty much whoever's got the ball, Bob Huggins just yells, take them. It's a take them offense.
Meyer gets to the base.
Absolutely. It's an unprecedented year in college basketball. And we said it in August, September, October. Let's just play the games, keep the kids safe. We've done that by and large. We're seeing great basketball. Nice pass.
First half, West Virginia came back and has led by as many as 7 in the second half. And now we're right where we expected to be. A one-possession game with 4 minutes to go. Butler floats it up to Meyer. Snap. Meyer for three. Ties the
running plays, which is good coaching because they can all get their own shot. Sherman, McBride, McNeil.
Meyer feeling it. Why not?
Into the lane. They just cannot be perimeter shooters and win in Allen Fieldhouse.
Baylor tried to remain undefeated. They've got a busy week ahead of them because of their COVID pause. They've got a few rescheduled games. Again, Kansas is done with their conference games, added a game against UTEP, just so they... Marcus Garrett is without question on the short list of players, I believe, of Bill Self's favorite players that he has coached at Kansas over the years. I mean, just a great teammate, a win.
But especially for a coach whose job security is being questioned, Steve Prohm, they are right in this, a 5-point lead with just over 10 minutes to play.
Yeah, I mean, that would be huge for him. Great pass right there.
Bamba, the throwdown.
Round jumper off the mark. Chachua pulls down the rebound and then gets it out. Tied at 47. Got a good one in Austin. Lob in the throw. Gratuitous cheap shot at his bad football picking.
I love him. He's so much fun to work with. Nice move down the lane. Really, all you guys, play-by-play guys, do a great job. You really do. I admire and respect you so much.
Baylor by 5. We close in on the 10-minute mark. Nice feed. Meyer hangs and hit. On the answer there is Greg Brown. He couldn't do it. Baylor on the go. Almost a steal. Butler gets it back. And then a look inside and the basket. Rebounding.
Yeah, this year number 4. They've been number 4 on average for about 8 years. Two shots at the rim for Baylor so far, not going down. So the challenge inside is going to be to score over a lane. Via the NBA Global Academy in Australia, UNLV transfer.
Good cut to the goal. Chachua collected it but couldn't finish. Williams trying another three. That time couldn't hit. Flagler really quick. Gets inside.
Good tip out. Good action on the offensive glass.
Mitchell got
He's automatic.
Holy cow. What a Sharif Cooper today, Fran.
The biggest thing they did, John, was take away his passing. They've dared him to shoot and score, and he hasn't been able to knock down any shots. It's not necessarily his strength right now.
Being an example, transfer from UNC Asheville, wasn't highly recruited before he got to Asheville. They have developed those guys. This program is about process, and it's a program with a lot of character.
Here's Teague, little hitch in that three. Quite the roller coaster ride throughout his career. He had such success at Illinois, moved over to Kansas State. He won a Big 12 title a couple of years ago, took the team to an Elite Eight. He knows what it takes to win in the Big 12, and this team will be on the rise sooner than later.
Cade Cunningham would be back in action.
He's taken the last 2 games off. Here's Teague again.
And he's become a really good passer.
Meyer, a junior out of Austin, Texas, went to Westlake High School. Nice feed. First 2 of the night for Selton Miguel, a freshman out of Orlando. Butler again.
1 wins already. Because they're killing sanctions, hoping to get into the NCAA tournament.
Right now they're in. And as Mike Boynton says, listen, the NCAA has a lot more bigger things to deal with at this moment. It's going to be a slow process. Butler. Bounce pass down low to Vital, who gets to do even more coaching to get them back. But he did say it is a whole lot easier to coach a team like this with all the experience that they have.
Nice to have talent. Guys that buy in. They got that flash in the middle.
He said, I do give them freedom. I do give them responsibility. And that freedom leads to the bucket.
Foot or so, that delivers.
7 tie, and now the turnover forced by the Bears. Here comes Butler, leaves it for it. Baylor leads it by 1. Mitchell
back to the zone.
Off the screen by Vital. Butler's able to slice through, gets it back to Vital. Off the glass, it's good.
Loved it. Drive, track. Knock it down.
17 points for Caleb Boone. He's been a bright spot today.
There's the gamble. You're going to get these looks against the...
McCormick over Chama Chachua, around and out. And Everyday John, as he is known, comes down with a rebound.
What a hard worker. Great pass fake.
How good are they, Jay? How good is this team? Front, but a very reliable, experienced player for Bill Self.
I've heard opposing coaches in the Big 12, when they're given scouting reports, they always talk about Mitch Lightfoot. They say he's a respected player in this league. You got to outwork him.
Well, a guy who works as hard as life. Remember, Baylor and Gonzaga were supposed to play earlier this year. Again, beautiful basketball. Mitchell the 3, Butler the assist. His teammates better.
Yeah, the key word, working. He's a tireless worker. And Baylor needs to run something on the offensive end. They've taken a number of shots without making the defense work. That's a little better. Just the action they had out front.
Uno. Offensive rebound, Lightfoot.
Great steal.
Yeah, Flagler playing free safety. Butler back to Flagler and 1.
The key phrase you just used was ahead of the pack, playing ahead of this Baylor defense. And Baylor has been loose with the ball. They've been turning it over, taking some questionable shots.
Over the top to Vital. What a feed from Butler.
So the Bears can turn it on in a hurry, can't they? Yeah. Both ends of the floor.
You like the offense they're running a lot better the last few minutes?
Yeah, there's movement. You know, it's not as much dribble.
Tchamwa Tchatchoua has Lightfoot
just a bit, so he couldn't get a full-on straight-line drive to the basket. But a strong move.
Jared Butler with 28, career highs 31. 7 threes tonight, career highs 8. And a chance for 3 for Macy O.T.
Right now, in this situation with Texas Tech, they're happy to have him. They say he's a fierce competitor, makes free throws. I think he only missed 1 of 13 against Texas.
And Mac McClung averaged 15.7 points per game last year for Georgetown, 15.8 points per game this year for Texas Tech. So very consistent. And speaking.
Picking up his dribble.
Chest of Santos Silva. And this will be an easy one at the other end for David.
Really a veteran guy that played in terms of Georgetown. It takes a little while, and he's just part of a team. He's part of a team, but you can see skills that he has that separates him from many. Now look at it, help on the defense. Beat him to the baseline.
ACOT go.
And we talked about this a couple times in the first half. When you are a great shooting team, no matter how good a shooting team you are, that number is volatile game to game. And today they're having one of those games, at least in the first 20 minutes, where they're just not making shots. And TCU has done a great job of chasing them off the line and contesting.
Yeah, Butler had, or Baylor rather, had some foul trouble.
Desmond Bain as well.
And back come the Bears in transition. They got numbers.
Good look.
Vital. Yeah. Yeah, we have it on pretty good authority that Tchamwa Tchatchoua leads the Big 12 in things you don't see in the box score, right? He does all of that stuff.
Exactly.
Butler using the screen. Tried to lob it up top for Tchamwa Tchatchoua. Instead, it's going to be Teague for 3.
Sweet. You know, those numbers will probably go down as they get deeper into Big 12 play. But they're not going to go much deeper. I mean, that's who this team is. And by the way, we haven't even talked about their defense yet. They get after you. Their ball pressure is outstanding. We know they rebound the ball. They are a two-way team.
Well, they are. Butler, the preseason All-America, triggers the inbounds.
There it is.
The lob, an easy 2.
So the adrenaline that fans provide to players and the impact that can have. The other thing I'd throw in is officiating. I mean, these officials are humans. They are affected by home crowds, even though they'll tell you they aren't.
15 weeks going into last season in the top 5 of the AP poll. Baylor controls the tip. They are 8-0 on the season, and it has just been dominant. Everything they've done, they've scored the ball. One of the best teams in the nation scoring.
Nice play defensively by Javen Johnson. It's going to be huge today for Iowa State to get off to a good start. And defensively now, a couple breakdowns for the defense there. Jalen Coleman-Lands is waiting for that post move. Good job, good hands on the weak side.
Ball on the floor, and Baylor comes away with it. Now the Bears have numbers. Butler lobs it up. Mark Vital.
Coming in and playing with that type of energy, but they're running the floor, and the Iowa State guards really rewarding the big for doing just that.
Butler, nice feed to Thamba, and
happens with the way they're heating the ball up. It was the guards, the bigs, everybody really pressuring him. David Johnson just playing a little too fast.
Johnson with 3, Bolton and Coleman-Lands with 2 apiece, and they've got to go probably the next 7 minutes of this half without picking another one up, or they're in some deep trouble. Vital takes it in strong over Bolton.
I've never seen somebody be in the gym and be so dedicated to something. He was going to be good, and Coach Peterson on the staff made sure that he was going to be good, and he ended up being very special.
Ooh, pass right Meyer there. Gets the dunk. Check and identify that man who had the last bucket for the Braves. Steal by Meyer. Ahead to Butler. The alley-oop and the flush by Mark. Ball movement by Baylor. Teague, a 3 right corner is no good. Thamba, the offensive rebound and kick out. And right back to Teague underneath. And one of a couple in 2020 portion of their schedule before we turn the calendar to 2021. Starters for the Bears, Flo Thamba in the post, Mark Vidal, Jared Butler, Maceo Teague, Davion Mitchell. It is a deep and talented Baylor team. They lead the all-time series with UCA by the senior knocks it down. And it's a 2-point game. 8-6 is now the Baylor lead. Davion Mitchell firing again from 3-point.
Playing really well. Him and DeAndre Jones are stepping up and leading this Central Arkansas team.
This is a 7-0 run now by Central Arkansas. We're within 16 at 45-29. Meyer.
The bench or not, and let Davion rest for tomorrow. So we'll see. I hope he gets it, though.
Somebody whispering Coach Drew's ear. Hey, he needs 2 points for a triple-double. Hey, leave him out there. All-scored pass to Matt Meyer, and there's another triple. There is the first bucket of the second half for Central Arkansas. Points coming out of the timeout. Samson George with the bucket makes it 68-37 Baylor. And there's Macy for the Bears. Everyone contributes, but Davion Mitchell is just rock solid on the defensive end for the Bears. L.J. Cryer is on the floor. You saw him inbounding for Baylor. Jonathan Chachua is on, and there he is. Takes the night. Matthew Meyer is on the floor as well. Let's just keep racking up the nicknames for Jonathan Chachua. He's got 2 in his first 20 seconds on the floor. There's Maceo.
I can't tell you about how many times he dunked on Freddie Gillespie in practice. But had he seen one of us down there, he would have tried to take off.
You're keeping track, too, aren't you?
I am. Look at pass.
Nice bounce pass, reverse layup, good as well. And there's is that a 3 from the right corner for Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh, JB.
The
family atmosphere, and they really care about you. Can't really say that about too many coaches around the country.
Yeah, they make time. I mean, it's a priority, that chapel service. I mean, it's pregame, it's chapel, you know, it's the shoot around. And chapel is always a part of that, home and on the road. Champions for life, and Baylor basketball really does that. Baylor athletics does that every way. Athletically, academically, spiritually, socially, in every single way. Oh, look at that pass to Loveday from Jared. Last game, 14 points, 13 assists in the win over Kansas State. The assist total is climbing again tonight.
Including Adam Flagler, leading scorer, who's come off the bench every game, but pacing them with 15 points. He and Jordan Turner out for this game and did not make the trip up from Waco.
And Flagler, obviously an important piece for Baylor off the bench. Scott Drew basically playing 9 guys. Teague wide open again.
Gordon off the bench for the Wildcats.
Going back to Baylor, their experience, right, particularly at the guard position, makes you think that they can overcome the late. They haven't skipped a beat. And you're concerned maybe not being as sharp defensively or offensively, taking quick shots. But Mark, here's
2. He got over. He's 6'4". You got Chachua, who is at 6'8". And Selton McGill really has no chance there. And there are short corner left side. He's had a decent start offensively today. 6 points for Antonio Gordon off the K-State bench.
Yeah, his minutes have been down a little bit the last couple of games because K-State has gone smaller around Bradford. He's off to a good start. If it's a 5-point game, he won't do that. You'll notice he's not a great shooter. Notice when he takes a 3, they're up 20.
Right, he's only taken one of those all year.
So I bring that up because he understands exactly who he is.
Davion Mitchell, a 3 from, and they've come away with points on all but 8 of those today. Girl off from the corner. Teague able to keep the dribble, even though Bradford almost came away with a steal. Vidal from the left elbow knocks it down. And that Cryer. But what do you think was the message at the half from Bruce Webb?
Well, I don't think he made any excuses with his young guys. Probably the biggest message among some strategic things would be just some toughness.
Butler nearly traveled when he stumbled. And that bounces around off the back.
Lewis right there with that right shoulder, isolated. I've been watching in the last few possessions defensively. He's been pretty sound for the most part down here.
Drive and a lay-in.
That's, to me, that also says a lot. The improvement in his game since his freshman year. Remember, was it when Tristan Clark got hurt that year that he?
Yes.
I mean,
He went into the starting line. Jared Butler went into the starting lineup for Scott Drew.
Yeah, the other thing, he's always been a good athlete. I mean, he was a top 100 player.
But he has developed it even more since.
Like, his explosiveness is, for a guy who's already a good athlete.
Antonio Gordon, 6 for 6 from the field today. But after Texas, the road still difficult for Oklahoma State, as you would expect in conference play.
You know, coaches obviously have to take it one at a time. But
Orwell, and he's ready to shoot at any time.
In the paint, shot contested by Thamba. It's no good by Gavin Kinsmill. Kinsmill, the senior.
What a play. A little careless with the ball to start the game.
Nice lob underneath Jonathan Chechua.
Yeah, you might argue that one was unforced, but it's just this relentless pressure. At some point, you just get a little bit out of control, a little ahead of yourselves.
Mitchell's going to fire a three and nail it from the top.
Started the game, started the second half, and just hasn't had many touches.
Inbounds, Jonathan. The alternate possession. Comes Baylor leading by 17 on their home floor for the first time this season. Which will play at home again on Sunday, the Big 12 opener here against the University of Texas. Here's Steele. Nice pass. How about the no-look pass?
In here, very raw. He's a transfer from UNLV. But like at the free throw line, he's 12 of 14 from the line this season. And he's just made a big difference.
Before getting to that charge attempt by Williams, that was just a beautiful play by Jared Butler.
Another Illinois turnover. And this time the lay-in will go.
Oh, those are designed that way.
Yeah, I know. You know, a proud tradition for this Illinois program. Back in the 80s, Lou Henson had some great teams. And now Mitchell to the bench. Flagler uses the screen. Talk about a guy.
At 1 and no seconds under 1. That's where the ball was hoisted up by Bay. His first points of the game. That lead is cut into half. Mitchell kicking it back outside for Flagler. Butler, ball fake back in the corner. And Matthew Meyer for 3. Meyer fills it. Phone calls as the shot clock is down to 5. And that jumper from outside is no good by Wright. One and done once again. The drought continues. And the other way, Teague lets it fly for 3. Make things go in the second half. Same starting 5. Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler, Maceo Teague, Mark Vital, and Flo Thamba for Baylor. And for Washington, Quade Green, Jamal Bay. You've got Eric Stevenson, Hamir Wright, and Nate Roberts. Three-pointer by Mitchell on the way, swish. Roberts played at Brewster Academy in New Hampshire. Plays very hard, as we can tell from everything we've seen. Mitchell up top. Mitchell dribble penetration, leaves it off underneath, and Vital with the finish. Wasn't bouncing the right way. That's when he realized that. And then in the offseason, that he had the broken wrist, and then in the offseason, he finally had that surgery there, and that shot is buried by. And it's a 12-11 game. 6-0 run by Louisiana. Up top, here's Mitchell. Mitchell, he'll give it up to Butler. Louisiana off the double team up top. And they're hawking Butler. Outside, that three-point bucket is buried by Davion Mitchell in this game. First game of the season. And now Butler will try to settle it down. Alley-oop, and Meyer with the finish for 2. So Jared Butler, he'll take it in bounds. Again, that double team just hasn't been working. as it's been good ball movement by Baylor. That three-pointer is good again by Flagler. The game down low. They kind of walled Richards out of the way, and they backed him out of the paint, which was a good move. In turn, he misses the shot. Wide open Teague for two. I mean, that's just money from there.